Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all star advisor, Alonzo Hall. And I'm here today with another Sunday morning salute to whap and tap on your head, a little bit of morning rants. So, today, being October 31st, is the end of the month, and we're running into holiday season. And for financial professionals like myself, from September to November, it's really our busy season, at least when it comes to wealthy folks. It seems like wealthy folks tend to do their insurance and financial planning during the holidays for the next year, while broke folks, like folks who are upset with Walmart for getting rid of layaway, tend to give us excuses when we contact them. Oh, wait, I can't focus on protecting my family's financial future because I got to go get this new Tickle Me Elmo. Call me after the holidays. And then what happens is when we call you in January, February, oh, I have to recover because I spent more money than I needed to spend during the holidays on frivolous shit that nobody cares about. And then after that, oh, well, now it's vacation season. I'm ready to go on vacation. And I realize that there's a few flaws in things when it comes to financial education and the masses, right? I actually was on my Facebook and I was actually looking out for people, even though I'm against all of cryptocurrency because it's not a currency. The volatility of it shows that it's not a currency, and you couldn't sustain an economy with a currency that increases and decreases. People are like, well, Shiba Inu is going up. That's because more idiots keep buying it, but nobody will transact or accept it. And then when you do transact it, what do you transact it into? What all those HODLs are calling fiat currency, which is US currency. So what's more fiat? But again, they look it out for people. I told my boy, I'm like, listen, you did a great job with your Shiba, but now here's the problem. When it goes from, 4/10,000ths of a penny in worth to whatever bazillion dollars it's supposedly worth, now with Joe Biden's proposed billionaire tax, meaning you're going to be taxed on unrealized capital gains, when your useless coin goes from $0 to $6 bazillion in worth and you haven't transacted, so nobody's giving you that $6 bazillion for your uh, Donald Trump coin, you will now have to pay taxes on that $6 bazillion of this fiat. Good morning, of that fiat currency. Um, to now, what's going on, Kay? I'm just going on a little bit of a rant. I'm basically speaking to the idiocy of like Bitcoin, right? And where we've got people who unfortunately fell victim to politics with Jim Crow Joe Biden, which I'm like, 89% of black folks voted for somebody who's nicknamed Jim Crow Joe. So Kanye was right. We do want to be slaves. I mean, come on, right? So now we have $450,000 being given to the quote unquote immigrants who were um, crossing the border. Meanwhile, African Americans and reparations, nah. Well, we got a holiday. We got Juneteenth. We got Aunt Jemima removed from the box. We got Uncle Ben removed from the box. Why? Well, that doesn't actually do anything positive for us. What that does is for white people, that erases the history of slavery and the tyranny that they've done. But now we've all got our kumbaya bullshit off. You see, people get mad at me for cursing and this, that, and the third. Let me ask you something. Does volatile language is volatile language more offensive, or living in the fucked up situations that we're living in? I think living in the fucked up situations is a little bit more worse than some quote unquote harsh words. So yeah, you know what? I'll go ahead and definitely add that on our podcast. We can talk about the politics of Joe Biden giving and here's what's worse, because these were the Mexican immigrants who were actually giving their children to the coyotes and letting their children walk across these areas, if these were the Haitian women, where we showed the picture of the white guy on a horse whipping the Haitian people, if this was a Haitian people who threw our babies, because we actually held our children, they held their children, we kept our children, and we struggled along with our children, as opposed to the Mexicans who just sent them along, you know and then they're getting $450,000. What are we getting? We're getting, we need the black vote. We're getting rock the vote. We're getting, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. But anyway, I want to get back to the finance topic. So the Joe Biden billionaire tax is going to screw the regular people, which is why they've been putting in your head all of this Bitcoin, 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 to the moon, to the moon, to the moon, because they are going to tax you on unrealized capital gains. So that means that your portfolio went from, oh, this tea good. That means your portfolio went from whatever it is to the multiple thousands. And at the multiple thousands, it's at a point where you have to pay taxes on that. Now, you, as a regular person, you made your annual salary $40,000, $50,000, but you were holding on for dear life. So now that your money's in that Bitcoin and you were holding on for dear life because you have no exit strategy, you're now fucked up. So I also just recruited a young girl from Prime America, and she was upset because I was like, listen, buy term and invest the rest is a stupid financial plan. Let's imagine you're 40 years old and you buy a 20-year term. Your plan is that you're going to die at 59. Now it doesn't sound like a great financial plan. But, and because most people, I've been doing this for over a decade. Most people, when they buy a term, they don't invest the rest in a product that would have the equal risk. So when you're looking at risk tolerance is what you have to look at when you're looking at investing. Most people have no idea what a risk tolerance or an exit strategy is. They're just like, hold on for dear life. I had a homeboy who was upset because he cashed out his AMC stock right before the whole, or I'm sorry, he cashed out his GameStop stock right before the whole Roaring Kitty, who is just a life insurance agent who got tired of being screwed by the company, and dropped all that AMC knowledge. Well, he was like, well, I'm mad. I sold before it popped. Well, don't be mad because you had no exit strategy. You had no plan. So yeah, you made a couple dollars. You didn't find it when it popped. But to be honest, if that dude didn't get mad, AMC would have went corrupt and you'd have been mad because you lost your money. So don't feel bad unless you have an exit strategy. Your average investment strategy, if you listen to Papa Warren Buffett, is 20 years. And your average rate of return on an investment is 10%. So all these astronomical numbers that they're giving you are hogwash. Literally, what people are doing is they're playing basketball at the YMCA, but not even on an actual basketball hoop. You're playing basketball at the YMCA on a Nerf hoop, and then you're running around like, yeah, I dunked on LeBron. Well, no, you didn't dunk on LeBron. You dunked on some guy who doesn't actually play basketball. But if you go to the real game, see, there's something called an accredited investor. And there's a reason that you need to be an accredited investor, and it's actually for your protection. So number one, as a regular investor, because you're not an accredited investor, they're going to tax you differently. So let's look at it. They tax you at regular income tax. So your average person who's holding on for dear life, congratulations, you made $1,000 on your investments. By the way, by no means what I am saying is telling you to stop investing. I want you to keep doing what you're doing, but know what the fuck you're getting into when you're getting into it. So you make $1,000 on your investment. Now you have to pay taxes. Well, you're not an accredited investor. So you have to pay taxes as if you worked overtime on your job. And as we all know, when you work overtime on your job, you end up getting less money because the more you make, the more that they take. And, this has been a standing motto for, I don't know, the last 60 years. I mean, I'm 40, so yeah, about the last 60 years. So you got people who are now getting $1,000, and then you're taxed at, let's say, a 33%. So they're going to take $330. capital gains tax, which, thanks to your daddy, Jim Crow Joe, is going to be 39%. So that's 33 plus 39. That's almost 70% of your money. So you made $1,000 and you got to give the government 700 of that because you're not what's called an accredited investor. So what is an accredited investor? Well, an accredited investor, morning, is someone who either has made, well, it used to be 150, but they actually increased it to $200,000 a year for the past 3 years and expected to make that again this year. You have a net worth of $1 million, excluding owned real estate. So if you own a bunch of real estate and it's worth millions, you're not an accredited investor. Now, what does this mean? Well, this means that as an accredited investor, your capital gains tax is lower and you're actually able to invest at a higher rate, which makes it better. So you're not going to get $1,000 off an investment. You're going to get $10,000 off an investment. Also because you can handle the risk of putting more money into it. But anyway, I just really wanted to blab real quick while I'm having my morning walk. So, like I said, by no means is this telling you to stop doing what you're doing, but you got to be educated about it, bro. You know what I mean? And too many people fall victim to the BS, right? You're sitting here, like, people are really screaming, buy term, invest the rest. And then they want to run around and quote Robert Kiyosaki and Rich Dad, Poor Dad and cry about, well, Robert Kiyosaki says debt is good. It is for rich people. Now, hey, tell you what's going on. It is for rich people. Now, he also says in that same book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that cash value life insurance is an asset. Well, it is. Let's look at this. People clamor to go put their money in a money market account, which may be Marcus Millichap, which grows at a 0.5% interest rate. Well, what does that mean? That means if you put $100 in Marcus Millichap, which you have to have a minimum of 25,000, but you put $100 in Marcus Millichap, you have to wait 1 year for that $100 to earn you 50 cents. So you wait 1 year for that $100 to turn into $100.50. Meanwhile, on the worst case scenario, because I like to give you worst case scenario as opposed to best. Worst case scenario, life insurance grows at a compound interest rate of 2%. So what does that mean? That means every month you put $100 in a life insurance policy today, next month it's worth $102. So would you rather gain $2 a month or 50 cents a year? Well, resoundingly, people say $2 a month. Yet resoundingly, people don't invest in a product that's guaranteed. It's guaranteed at a rate of 4%. It grows off of treasury bonds. But, ain't nobody going to teach you that. Most licensed individuals in the business don't even know that. That's like somebody who's a mechanic versus somebody who's a certified Honda technician, right? If they're a certified Honda technician, they're going to know very specifically and very intricately. I got you, sis. Oh, you have the. Oh, okay. Well, enjoy your day. No problem. So, in order to, get your money right, man, it's. I'm sorry, I got distracted a little bit because I was trying to help a sister out get into the building, but she's going to talk to her client. But we have to realize, y'all, it's like I said, by no means am I telling you to stop investing in what you're doing, but you got to be educated in it. And the reality is, like I said, most licensed individuals have no freaking clue, and then it gets upsetting when you put people who are newly licensed into something and you have them go recruit someone and they can't tell you what, IRC 7702 is, what a 1031 exchange is, what a collateral assignment is, what a modified endowment contract is, what a buy-sell agreement is. All of this is just life insurance policies, but they're used for different reasons. Remember, the wealthy put 7 policies on one life on average. Well, they're for different reasons. You saw, if anybody who was at my event Friday, we were talking to the mortgage broker and I was explaining how you can actually use your life insurance to go to the bank and get a loan. How? Well, there's a lot to it, but simply you use it as a collateral assignment. Well, what's a collateral assignment? Again, it's a concept. What's a buy sell agreement? Again, it's a concept. So you have to understand these things. And again, what's up, young investor? Actually, this is very good for you to hear, because you're in your 20s, brother. And like I said, don't stop doing what you're doing. Don't stop. I even have, even though I don't believe in it, I have like $15 in Bitcoin, and I think it's up to like $80 now. I probably maybe I'll put $100 in just for the hell of it, see what it does. But for me, that's what's up, boss. That's frivolous money that I'm willing to lose. But again, these products are based off the bonds market. And FYI, life insurance was created in the early 1700s. It's a product that has been paying dividends for over 120 years. So while people were jumping out the window during the 1920s and the Great Depression, how's it going? Life insurance companies were still profitable, paying dividends. Yeah, you definitely, you got to fail your way into success. I don't think people understand. Michael Jordan missed more game-winning shots than he made, right? But because he made some game-winning shots, nobody thinks about the failures. Nobody thinks about the fact that he got cut from his high school team. Good morning. Nobody thinks about the problematic issues he has. They only did a El Cali. Oh, my fault. I thought you was somebody else. Yeah, I got you. There you go. No doubt. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. But so you have to realize, yeah, actually, a 1031 exchange is for real estate. I meant to say, I appreciate you, bro. Oh, thank you. All right, thank you very much. He hooked me up. A 1031 exchange is for real estate. So that's when you sell a property and you use the proceeds from that property to purchase an equal or greater property in value. And that avoids you taxes. Thank you, brother. You have a good one. And before actually I let you go, hold on. Let me give you my business card. I do, but I'm actually a financial advisor. I do, but I don't tend to like wholesaling because I have my license. You into wholesaling? I don't know where to start. You don't know where to start? Okay. I want to start a business. All right. So the first place, what's your name, brother? Angel. I'm Alonzo. Pleasure to meet you. All right. So the first thing you want to do realistically, it's true, you don't need a real estate license to get into real estate. However, if you really want to make money and be paid for your efforts, you should have that license. Now, if you're looking for things like, like you're saying, fix and flip, etc., first thing you should do is give me a call. But realistically, what you can do and what often people do is something called bird dogging. Okay. So what bird dogging is you get with someone who's an investor, and you actually sit with them and you go, hey, I found properties, and you actually set up those deals. So if you know people who are in a foreclosure situation, etc., you can actually go find those properties, contact those people. And here's how wholesaling works. I'll give you the exact way how wholesaling works. So good morning. So you can learn how to do that. So what you do, you find a property. You don't need a real estate license. You get the owner and you say, hey, listen, I want to put your property in contract. I want to buy your property. Now you're going to tell them, listen, I have whatever, and I'm looking to buy your property. Once that property is in contract, you don't have the money to pay, $120,000 for this house. No problem. So now you find the end buyer, which is an investor. So generally, those are those people who we buy houses cash, and you contact them and you say, hey, my name is Angel. I've got John Smith on 123 Main Street. I've got a contract. And then you're going to find a title company that does what's called double closing, because you're going to assign that closing to the developer. So you're going to assign your fee, which will, let's say it's $10,000 on top of whatever the house is. So if the house is $100,000 on the market, the person's under foreclosure, they're in threat of losing their property. You get the property in contract at, let's say, 60,000. And then you go to the developer and you say, developer, look, I am going to offload this property to you for 70,000. 60,000 is what the person wants, and 10,000 on top is my assignment fee. Okay, that's a 30,000 foot view. It goes a lot deeper, but I'm not going to give you the entire master class on a Sunday morning. Understood? But that's one quick way. So another quick way, actually, what I'll tell you, because I use life insurance, right? So I put people into what's called my MAP, which is a mortgage accumulation plan. So how old are you? 22. I'm 37. Okay, I know I don't look it. Thank you, man. Listen, man, you about to get me to buy you something, telling me I'm in my 20s. But so imagine you want to buy a house, right? Now you know you're going to want to buy a house, and the average person knows that the average down payment on a house is 20%. So math, let's say you go to the bank and you save up that $20,000. Now you know that bank accounts are giving 0.00% APR, annual percentage rate, right? So if you save your money in Chase Bank or any bank, they're going to give you 0% interest until you reach a minimum balance of 15,000. Then they'll trigger 0.0002% interest. So off of that 15,000, you'll get like $1 a year. But if you put it in a high interest savings account, which if you whip out your phone right now, go to Google and type in high yield savings accounts, you should find, or money market accounts, you'll find either Marcus Millichap, which is Goldman Sachs, and they will be growing at a 0.5% interest rate. I'm going to let you pull that up. You could put money market account or high yield savings account. Actually, Google best high yield savings accounts 2021. Adrian, what's going on? I need to get back to you as well. Don't worry, we'll definitely get into it. Yeah, I'm live, but don't worry about it. I'm talking to you right now. You're right in front of my face. I can multitask, right? And I feel like since you're here, you might as well get this game, young man. Don't worry. Listen, when you go to work, this knowledge you'll have, you'll be able to quit your job. Yeah. Oh, you'll be able to do all that. So now, once you find those, again, best high yield savings account, and you're going to find either Marcus Millichap, which is Goldman Sachs. You might find Ponce de Leon Bank. But the highest interest rate right now is 0.5, maybe 0.51%. APR, which means annual percentage rate. Salute, perfect timing. You in the building. Yep, Marcus Millichap. Yep. So here, click that's click that, and that'll tell you what is this Nerd Wallet. Yeah, Nerd Wallet will tell you the best high yield savings accounts of 2021. Again, I does this for real, like, you know what I mean? So there's people who say they do it, but I actually do it. So that's why I dive in and out of all of it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith, right? Stephen A. Smith could talk about dunking, but LeBron actually does it. So that's the difference, right? Mhm. I haven't started doing courses, but I'm realizing I may need to, because, this is valuable information. So that right there, right, is going to grow at 0.5% interest. So you'd save your money there. So let's say based on, what is it? I think the minimum balance is 25,000 you need for a high yield banking account. Okay. What's the highest percentage rate you see there? 0.55. So that means that out of every $100 that you leave in that account for 1 year, that $100 will earn you 55 cents. Now, life insurance, just a regular whole life policy, grows at a compound interest rate of 2%. Are you familiar with compound interest? Okay, so compound interest is like a credit card. It grows on top of the prior balance, right? So compound interest, monthly compound interest of 2%. So what that means is if you put $100 in that high yield savings account you saw that grows at 0.55%, you got to leave that $100 there until this day next year for it to earn you 55 cents. However, if you put that $100 in a life insurance policy that's cash value, next month it's going to be $102. Do you want $2 a month or 55 cents a year? Okay. Now, that $102 next month, you're going to get 2% on $102. All right. So now you're going to get 102 and whatever 22 cents or whatever it is, right? And then it's just going to continue to grow. So in terms of creating your financial plan to buy a house, it'd be quicker to put it in a life insurance policy because it's going to grow exponentially faster and your cash value and liquidity will be there. So this is the other thing I was talking about qualifying for a mortgage. If you have your life policy that's been enforced for at least 2 years, go to the bank and say, I want to borrow XYZ. They're going to say, well, what do you have as collateral? Your credit score sucks, this, that, and the third. I have collateral. I have this life insurance policy that's been enforced for at least 2 years that was purchased for a purpose other than getting this loan. So you see, you have your money there. You have the liquidity growing in the cash value of the policy. It goes a little deeper than that, which is why, Angel, thanks to you, I'm going to start teaching classes. I'm going to let you get going, brother, because I know you got to get to work. All right? Give me a call. All right? Bro, I'm 24/7, man. Well, I got to sleep sometime. But yeah, man, if you call, I usually answer. And if I don't answer, I call you back within, 72 hours. But I'm pretty responsive. All right? Sorry? I've helped lots of people, yeah. I've helped more people than I got paid for. But at the end of the day, knowledge is power. You can't lose knowledge, right? So that's the trick of the trade. You know what I mean? So yeah, give me a call. I'll definitely help you out. And with that wholesaling, I mean, I actually have a guy who is a commercial mortgage originator, and he's actually give me a call, and I'm going to connect you with him. He's kind of a mentor of mine. He and I had a little disagreement recently, but we're businessmen. So even though we may disagree with each other, we put that to the side and we get back to business. So I'm definitely gonna contact you with him because he's a mentor of mine. And I think that you being 22, you deserve a mentor who's willing to, give you that. And I'm willing to do that as well. I just don't consider myself a mentor yet. We'll get to that. Let's get you making some money before you're paying me money. Okay. So that's the goal. I don't mind. Listen, I can forego money because it's going to come because I know what I'm doing. All right. So let's get you paid. And then my payment will be, well, you'll give me some payment back, but my payment will be seeing you shine. All right, brother. All right. Have a good one, Angel. Nice to meet you as well. Nah, I'm good, brother. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. So, I was sitting here blabbing. I just met a young gentleman, made a good connection. Hopefully, he'll be able to get into the real estate world. Like I said, by no means am I telling you absolutely stop investing in your stuff, but you have to do it with a strategy, and tact. You have to have an entrance and an exit strategy. So you realistically have to, be prepared for whatever it is that you're prepared for. And then, once you're educated on it, then you can make whatever risks or calculated decisions you see fit. But you definitely want to have that plan, you know. And like I said, I'm getting miffed because I have a lot of people who, unfortunately, are being like duped into doing things like quote unquote buying term and investing the rest, though they never invest the difference. Another thing that is a major issue that I'm hearing, I'll have people who will be like, well, yeah, Alonzo, I want to get with you, but I got to wait until I get my money right or I get more money. And that's an absolute fallacy. And you're lying to yourself when you say that. Because if when you're at a low income level and you're having a difficulty saving, when you have more money, your activity is going to be exactly the same. So if right now you're having difficulty saving $10 a month, $20 a month, when you're at the point where you have the money to save, 10,000 a month, 20,000 a month, you're not going to save it. You're going to spend it at a larger scale like you do currently at the small scale. There we go. What up, brother? Chilling, chilling. How you? All right. What it do? Huh? No doubt. Man. My man Callie in the building, coming out fresh and fly. Hold on, man. I got to turn on this camera because this man right now is outshining me. Normally, I be dressed in the suit and tie. Look at my man's right here. Boom. But hold up. You ain't even peeped the Versace. Look at the swag. Swag on him. Swag on him. Swag on him. Bam. Swagging on him. You know what I'm saying? Had to come out on him. Yo. So, those are the things that we have to have ready and prepared for ourselves. Like I said, man, we got to have them strategies. And once we have our strategies and our education, our plan together, we're definitely unstoppable, ready to rock and roll. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do here, y'all. Oh, this tea is beautiful. I got me some apple cider tea. I see you got your drink this morning. That's what I'm saying, your morning coffee. Oh, so you're doing the coffee. Thank you. Yeah, but I had to all the way oatmeal but shit. But yeah, y'all, this is how we create that viable economy for ourselves. And once it's all together, there's no stopping our shine. All right, brother, you have a good one. All right, y'all have a blessed day. How you doing? Enjoy service, man. Say a prayer for me. You know I'm a heathen. So yeah, y'all. Like I said, man, I was just really out here ranting for my brief morning walk. I guess my walk took a little longer than usual, which that's not a problem. I guess I should actually walk during my morning walk, as opposed to having a seat. But today is my football Sunday, so I will be going breaking this off in a little bit to go watch my football. Also, I'm actually excited. My mother and grandmother are coming over for dinner tonight. My wife is making a nice pot roast, mashed potatoes, maybe some broccoli or something, so that my mother and grandmother can come over for dinner. Yeah, brother was definitely fly. And he had the Versace belt on. What? He was definitely coming out styling and profiling, and especially as black men, that's what I say, we need to come out in more often, especially when we're in these spaces, doing this red pill stuff that we talk about and men cry about the women. Even the MGTOW. Listen, men, and this is specifically for men, specifically for black men. If you want to get taken serious by your women, pull up your pants, take off the graphic t-shirts, and stop looking 16. Right? And then maybe you won't have this problem where you say, oh, well, our women, they don't listen and they won't submit. Shit, if I was a woman, I wouldn't submit to a man who's 40 years old, who looks 14, looks like he's trying to look 16 either. I mean, let's think about it, gentlemen. You don't take your homeboy serious when he in the graphic tees. Now, ain't nothing wrong with the graphic tees, being comfortable. But if you're going out trying to look presentable or do business, it's kind of difficult. What's going on, Maxine? I wore a Cleed suit the other day. People took me more seriously. Now, it's the man that makes the clothes, not the clothes that make the man. So realize that it's all about how you carry yourself. Because I wear graphic tees and shit too. What up, brother? Chilling. It's the man that makes the clothes, not the clothes that makes the man. Now, I happen to like the look of a suit and tie personally, but there's scumbags who wear suit and ties too. But here's the thing, men. We need to have a collection. So you should have actually, like my man, a a collection, right? You need blazers or a sport coat. You need specific colors of sport coat. You need a black sport coat, you need a gray sport coat, and you need a blue sport coat, navy blue, not blue like my avatar. When you get into colors like my avatar, that's because you have a suit collection and now you're going to start wearing different colors, etc. I call that the Craig Sager effect. Anybody who's an NBA fan knows Craig used to come out with some wild suits. So that's that effect. Um, but yeah, y'all, it's a crapshoot sometime. But I think the best bet for us is, like I said, learn what you're gonna learn, and make sure that as you're doing this investment stuff, you make sure to educate yourself. I actually belong to a group where there's a bunch of people who are into crypto. Now, I am absolutely, like I said, not into crypto. I don't believe that it's a currency. However, it's an emerging issue and people are into it. So, seeing as people are into it, we got to educate us. I need to educate myself on it as a financial professional. So, that's what I do. You know, now, when you're building your portfolio, it's very important that you use an expert who does it for a living. It's just like if in your fitness journey, you can work out yourself, but to get the full capacity of a workout, you probably want to use a physical or a personal trainer, right? That personal trainer isn't going to do much more for you than you would yourself, except for the fact that it's an outside entity that will, number one, motivate you. Number two, they can actually help you gauge your progress. Well, what do I mean by that? Right? Let's say you're doing calisthenics and you're doing push-ups and you think, man, I'm doing these things great. But your trainer is looking and saying, well, your posture is off. And if you spread your arms a little wider, you'll actually be able to affect this group of muscles versus just that group of muscles. You want to get abs? Okay. All you got to do is, push-ups versus crunches, but you have to do them in this position so that it affects this set of muscles, not that set of muscles. And then once you get that and you learn that, you'll be totally set. So, with that being said, we definitely have uh, that situation. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. If you'd like to contribute to channel growth, you can donate. The information is in the description. If you'd like to schedule a consult, my information is in the description. You can purchase life insurance directly up to $1 million with no medical exam and an instant decision. The link is in the description. So as we proceed to give you what you need, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. And remember, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you. They challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute.